Hello everybody, and how y'all doing? My name is Cookie for You, and I today am going to explaining 10 things that I feel need to change with Wiz in 2023. Now, I have been playing Wizard101 for a long time, and that's honestly hard to believe. Like, it's almost going to be 15 years coming up. But there are many things still that I think should be changed within the game. For example, one of the many pet peeves, so the first one I'd like to start off with, would be increasing energy cap. Now, currently, right now, my wizard is level 160. And at 160, we are capped at 130 energy for a long time. Now, to me, that is a problem because ever since they introduced cantrips, it's really hard to kind of just use all the energy, or really hard to manage all your energy. You have pets, you have couch potatoes you always want to manage, and on top of that, you have your cantrips you need to level up every day. And to level up your cantrips every day, honestly, it just takes all your energy. Like, it literally takes all your energy to level up your cantrips. It'll take me more than 2 days to level up my cantrip right now to level 4. Because it takes 130 energy in order to get 130 cantrip XP. So, I really wish they would do another way of leveling up cantrip, whether it's something like that, or at least buff the energy max to 160. I think it should scale with your level. For example, once we get to 131, go up to 131. Once we get to 132, 132 energy, and so on and so on. And I think that would be a nice change. Now, I understand if they're worried that, oh, we're going to have so much energy because of the energy gear we have in the game. However, still, I just think it would be a nice quality of change because right now, the amount of energy we have is just not enough. At this point with the game growing, I feel like other features need to grow as well, including our energy cap. And I just think that just makes sense. Now that was number 10, but number 9 is perhaps making stitches more accessible. Now when I say making stitches more accessible, of course we have the upcoming change known as Rate My Stitch. Rate My Stitch is a really cool feature that has been shown in Test Realm recently and will probably be shown again in Test Realm later today as of this video being made. And, Test Realm has shown that stitching can be really fun. Honestly, can be really fun to rate, can be really fun to show off and all that stuff. However, I really hope that with that Test Realm going live, or with the stitching Rate My Stitch thing going live, I really hope that they provide us a more accessible way to stitch without having to spend crowns every time. Now, if you don't know, every day you can earn up to 100 crowns by answering questions on their website, taking at least 10 questions a day, and they used to have a thing where you could watch videos, but that hasn't been around for such a long time. You can't do that no more, which I wish you could. But hopefully they make a way where, you can earn a free craft via tickets or something like that. I think that would just be a great idea. I think that would be a great way to get people that don't necessarily play the game for the questing to be more interested in the stitching aspect of the game. And if I had one critique about the Rate Your Stitch on the test run, that one critique would be I do not like the aspect of the 10-star judge's choice being the only way to get 50 points for the event Rate Your Stitch. Now, of course, there is test run coming up later today, so that is probably going to change. Hopefully it changes, and maybe they heard enough output on that. If not, I'll state my piece on it later. Now, number 8. This one is very likely never going to happen, but, who knows? Maybe it will. Number 8 is Moon, Star, and Sun Mastery becoming a thing. I believe that if Moon, Star, and Sun Mastery become a thing, it should be a way of your school gets to choose which one you want to be a master of. Kind of like when you choose in the beginning of the game what school you will be, you will choose whether you are Sun, Moon, or Star Mastery. And, that would be a cool thing. Now, why would that be a cool thing? It would allow Wizard101 to introduce a lot more spells, a lot more combos, and a lot more things into the game, which I think would bring back players. Now, Sun, Moon, and Star Mastery, I haven't heard what they said about if they were going to ever do that or not, but I think that would just be a great addition to the game. It would be an awesome and interesting way to add some, cool new strategies to the game, whether it's in PvP or PvE. Now, Of course, I think if they do add it, they should test it out first, not in PvP, but perhaps test it out in PvE first, and then kind of nudge it into PvP if they do test that out. But, you guys can always comment and say your ideas as well. I will be reading all the comments and possibly even responding to all the comments, hopefully. I want to see all your guys' ideas because, honestly, I just think the community has so many great ideas. Now, number 7 is actually pretty simple. Honestly, for a long time, we've had reagents being shareable by our shared bank. One thing that's baffled me is why don't we have TC shared banks? Now, the reason I say this is because, well, when I get on my wizard and I have a TC card that I really want to give to my other wizard, unfortunately, I have to rely on someone else to give it to me. Like, I have to go to someone else, trade with them, give it to them, go on my other wizard, and have them give it back to me. Or make a second account on another computer and, do that. But, of course, I'm not going to do that. It's like, it's too tedious. I don't understand why they don't make it where, TC cards could be a shared bank item. Snacks are a shared bank item. Reagents are a shared bank item. TCs need to be a shared bank item. It just will help your wizard grow and help you out in the long run. Because, you don't have to ask other people, oh, can you port me to the Arcanum so I could get monsters or something like that. You can instead use your main wizard, buy a bunch of monsters, put it on the shared bank, and boom, you can just get them from there. I think it would be a great idea to add to the game. Hopefully, they look into that. I heard they did look into it before. I don't know why they decided not to do it, but I think that is something they could add. Now, number 6 is also about reagents, making reagent trading a thing. For a long time in Wizard101, Eric from the Bazaar has been subjugated to horrible black market tactics. Man, the dude literally has no reagents at times. Literally, the dude just gets his reagents yoinked as soon as they arrive. I feel like Eric has been held up by gunpoint at this point. Like, literally, the dude's like, oh, if I don't give you these reagents, boom, they're gone. The other day, I was trying to give someone, do a nice Samaritan act. I was actually trying to give someone, like 300 stone blocks. I put it in, and not even a second later, as soon as I put it in, they were yoinked. This is a problem. I feel reagent trading needs to be a thing in Wizard101, whether they make it where it's like you can only do a limited amount of reagents trading, so that way they could balance it out and not have people, do it too much. For example, for each wizard you have, I think reagent trading should be limited to like, oh, you can only trade with a certain person, maybe once a day or twice a day or 3 times a day. I think that would be a cool thing. Now, of course, people could have multiple wizards and they could share it, bank it, but I just think that would still be something they could do. I think it would be a great start to introducing reagent trading. Now, whether they do it where you can only trade 1 reagent per trade, so that way people don't exploit it or, take advantage of it, that would be fine. I still think it'd be cool. Or whether they do it where, oh, you have reagents and the value of it has to equal the same. For example, you give 10 acorns, the value would be 30 as predicted right here. 3 times 10, so 30. And that would be equivalent to 5 agave leaves. 5 times 6, so 30. So 30. And I think that would be a great introduction as well. Now they could add this to test run, test that out. I think it would just be something really cool that people would honestly appreciate a lot. Especially all the crafters out there that do stuff for their housing decorations. I think they would enjoy that a lot. So please, Wiz, take a look into that. Alright, another thing. Number 5. This has to do with trading in a way as well. Guild request. Guilds have been introduced into the game just recently. Not too recently, but like, just recently. I've kind of just started into a guild. Now this guild is kind of more like passive. It's not too heavily all that, but what I do like about the guild is that, oh, you all work towards a certain goal. Now, what I wish they would add to the guild is the ability for guild request. What are guild requests? Now, guild requests, when I say that, I mean that, a member can put up a reagent request every single day, once a day. they can put up a certain reagent they are requesting, and guild members can fulfill that request, whether all at once or an amount at a time. And the person can come back to it at any time during that day and claim the amount that was given to them. For example, but you're limited to like 50 or 100 maybe of requesting of that reagent. For example, say I want 50 stone blocks, and I put down that I want 50 stone blocks in the guild. Now the whole entire guild can see that, and the whole entire guild can also contribute towards that. And so like someone can go over, give me 50 stone blocks, and then maybe I'll get an alert in my text that'll say someone has fulfilled my thing, or it has been fulfilled, and I could go over and boom, just grab it, and yay. I think this will be a great thing to have where, everybody can request a reagent to a limited amount every single day, every 24 hours. They could do that. I think that would be an amazing thing to introduce to guilds. I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? If you guys think it's a really good idea, let me know what you think, or put up your own ideas. I am totally up to hearing what everybody has to say. Okay, that was number 5. God, we're only halfway through this. Number 4. Cantrips. Can we talk about them? Oh my gosh. I tried leveling up my cantrip level yesterday and had the most tedious time having to do this, where I go like this, rock, paper, scissors, and literally just wait 13 seconds every time. Now, the problem with that is that, one, it only gives me 2 experience towards my cantrip. At that, and it didn't even give me that. Now, I believe to level up your cantrip, you have to use spells that are literally your level. If I'm correct. Let me check. Let me make sure. Yeah, so let me use major invisibility. 2 minutes. I have a 2-minute cooldown now. And that only gave me 13 experience, but that cost me 15 energy? Okay, see, there's a problem there. I do not like the fact that I have to wait so long to level up my cantrip. It's just such a problem. I think there should be other ways to level up cantrip. If there is, and I'm just not knowing that, please let me know in chat. I would be very appreciative. But however, I do think they should make some cantrip spells mana based only. For example, I think whether it's the teleport ones, you don't get any experience from that after level 1. I think after you hit a certain level, maybe you can make it where it's just mana based, because you've hit a certain level and it won't level you up anymore. So there's no real reason to use it unless you're wasting energy. There are spells that I use on this that literally just do not work. And on top of that, like, this is going in part with the energy thing that I mentioned first. Energy is necessary for this right now. It's so necessary for this. And the only way you can use these cost you so much energy. 30, 40 energy at this point. It's just so much. It's just so much. And so we need more energy. It's just, we need more energy. It's just a problem in the game that I feel like needs to be worked on. And I don't know how they're going to approach it, whether they make some of them mana based and some of them energy based and lower some of the energy required for the battle ones would be nice, or whether they make the battle ones mana based and give us more experience and more like incentive to actually use these things and level up faster. It's just a thing that needs to be worked on. I feel like, I don't know if I'm leveling up mine wrong. Let me know in the comments, please, if I am. This is just my opinions. You don't have to agree, but I think it's something that does need to be changed. Then number 3, I have recently gotten into monstrology. Monstrology has been very fun for me. After learning about monstrology quite a bit, it has been a very fun experience. I personally like it. However, I would like more. I went to Mount Olympus and was like, oh, can I monstrology Mount Olympus? The answer is no. I want them to add some things where I can monstrology Mount Olympus characters or all of that. I just would like to see them add more monstrology. I know it's a neglected part at times of Wizard101, and I think it would be still really cool if they do more changes to it. I think it could honestly be a cool thing. Now, of course there's so much they could do with it. I just think it would be really cool to add. And I'm hoping that they do change stuff with monstrology, make it more accessible and more like able to catch anything you want, because honestly there's so much out there I want to test with it. So this is the thing, this is a personal one, of course, that I wanted to do, but like, it's something I thought I'd put up there. All right, now we got now we gotta discuss this. Number 2, provide us a way to get fortified cheese much more easier in this game. There is a problem with fortified cheese. Now, if you guys don't know what fortified grilled cheese is, it is a craftable mega snack that you can get during each event. Like, I believe it's a majority of the events you can get. I don't know which event it is. I think it's like I know there's a few events where basically you could get a recipe called fortified grilled cheese. Now, fortified grilled cheese is among one of the easiest to craft, but the hardest to obtain the reagents for. Or not reagents, sorry. The ingredients for. Now, why do I say that? Fortified bread is super easy to get. Insanely easy to get. Not hard. You can literally get it once you get Mirage. Now, fortified cheese, however, is insanely hard to get. You can craft like 4, but once you run out of fortified cheese, you're absolutely screwed. The problem with fortified cheese right now is that there is literally no way to get it in game except for packs and one key boss. If he drops it, it is not a guaranteed drop. It's like of his drop pool, you are looking for one thing, and that one thing out of the many things in his drop pool is very low chance of dropping. So that's just a problem that I think they need to work on addressing and work on changing, making fortified grilled cheese much more accessible. Now, whether they decide to do this behind all key bosses may be okay, but that would still be a problematic thing, because then, oh no, that's just tedious. Now, whether it's all key bosses, including stone and wooden key bosses, okay, that's alright. I could understand that, It's a mega snack. It's not supposed to be super easy to get, but it's not supposed to be insanely hard to get. Come on. I just hope that they make it, something more droppable. I think it should be just more droppable. That does not make grammatical sense, and I apologize, but at the same time, this is just something I really, really would like to see change. Now, number 1, of course, is something that a lot of people in this Wizard101 community would like to see change, and I will throw this out there. This is another thing. This is all things that I think would like to be changed, bruh. This is all things that I think should be changed in 2023 to help Wizard101 grow much more and become much more popular. I believe it is popular, but at the same time, I just think these changes would help the game immensely. Number 1 is that they desperately need to make at least the first 2 worlds free. Wizard101 has been around for a long time. And as a matter of fact, if you guys don't know, actually in 2009, Wizard101, I believe, was a runner-up for free-to-play MMORPG Game of the Year. 2010, they won the award for free-to-play MMORPG Game of the Year. But they haven't won that award in a long time. Now, gosh, I really, really want them to introduce Crocotopia and Marleybone as free. That would be such a great thing. It would be allowing people to actually get an in-depth look on the story without hitting a paywall within 15 minutes of the game or 30 minutes of the game. Literally, you play this game, you play it for a bit, you play like 15 minutes, and it becomes a fucking demo. I'm sorry about my language, but it becomes a demo where you just played for 15 minutes and then you hit the paywall. Congratulations, now you have to pay $10 to play the game. That is not a free-to-play stance anymore. This game is not a free-to-play game anymore at this point. This game is a demo in my eyes, and I think that they need to make the first 2 worlds just free. At least the first 2 worlds. It would be nice if they made the whole first arc free, but I feel like that would be very problematic. So I think that they should start with at least the first 2 worlds. The first 2 worlds, would be Wizard City and Crocotopia. Now, that doesn't mean they have to make certain places in Wizard City free, like certain places being, whether it's, Colossus Boulevard, they don't make free or whatever, but they make all the other streets that are part of the main storyline free. That would be great. I just want them to make the first 2 worlds more accessible for the main storyline and at least free for the first 2 worlds, allowing people to actually experience the game, and then they can decide whether they want to pay money on it. You know, I think that would cause it where people are more inclined to pay money because they realize, oh, I like this game. And I just think, you know, that's my number one thing that I would like to see change. Now, if you guys think something else needs to be changed with the game or would like to see something else happen with the game in 2023, feel free to comment down below. If you guys disagree with any of them, feel free to comment down below. And if you guys, of course, have any way to level up these cantrips faster for me, comment down below, please. I'm begging you. All right. Otherwise, until then, I'll see you guys next time. My name is Cookie for You. You guys can check out my Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube. We're getting closer and closer to 200 subscribers. I would really appreciate it if we get that. I will be making more YouTube videos a lot more commonly now. However, you know, whether they're edited or not, I'm going to be working on that. This one will not be edited. I'm just going to throw this one out there. I know it's not edited, not professional. Sorry, but hey, it's a start. I want to see what people think of this non-edited version. So at the same time, I make mistakes. So what? I want to see you guys seeing how this is made for me, how this is going. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are still here, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I don't care what you hit, but you know, at least this is my input and I put it out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.